All right, that's it, y'all. So, top 3, put that on everything. Almost doesn't count. Everybody say almost doesn't count, baby. Like, y'all really love that album. Like, for real, for real. Bro.
You.
Hey,
Hi,
bro.
yeah.
Baby, I knew you was going to come in and come hard. You get on my nerves. Look. I had to come
Well, I
show
got the other
my,
ones over there, but this is the one that matters today.
I can't deal with you. Yes, that's the one that matters today. Yes, bro. I'm just super excited, bro. Like, this is crazy. 24 years, bro. 24 years. Isn't it crazy?
Man. Oh, my God. I'm so
I can't believe it.
I'm so hyped by this,
what?
yo.
Me too, bro. Like, I just can't believe it's been 24 years since Never Say Never, bro. Like, and bro, I was just telling them on the show, like, thank you so much for having me. Elise told me today that's the second most watched interview on your platform. I was like, are you serious? Like, that's crazy. That is so crazy.
The way it's gone so fast, like there's not been a video that we've done that's gone so fast the way it has. You know what I mean? And it's just like, wow, to be up there for 10 days and at 400 and something views is crazy. So the Brandy fans, y'all really showed out, man. Showed in and showed out. Like, so oh my God, it was epic. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big deal. So really, I want to thank you for coming on and being as vulnerable as you were and really tell your story. And it was such a powerful episode. Like, if you guys did not check out the Never Say Never episode of Catch That, you guys really, it was a powerful moment because we had so many powerful moments on this episode. You know what I mean? A lot of truth revealed. It was just an amazing episode. And to know that an album can touch 3 different people in 3 different ways was just amazing, man. It was amazing. Yep. It was so great to be a part of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. I'm just really excited too, bro. Like, I was like, I know I loved it, but the way we talked about and dissect the album so much, it just really made me like, wow, I really, really don't have nobody. I'm not by myself in this. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I really have people that really rock with Never Say Never, bro. And like I was telling them today, like, everybody's favorite song off this album almost doesn't count. You know what I'm saying, bro? Almost doesn't count.
Yeah, I told you in the episode, that's my mom's favorite song. She loves that record. Like, she loved it when we got it. So it's just, wow. And just to think, like, I did a video on this, but I picked, because my favorite number is 7. So I picked 7 songs off the album, and I didn't go in depth. You know what I'm saying? Like we did. Maybe we went in depth like this. I was just like, wow. And it was literally a 2-hour and like 15-minute episode. And you will really be on the edge of your seat, like talking. We had people like in the comments that told us like we were talking at the screen while y'all were talking. Like, it was that great. You know what I mean? It was like conversation. You know what I mean? So it was so great. It was great.
Yeah. Well, you know, today is the 2-year anniversary of me being coming to interview, but also, bro, everybody doesn't know that this is how we
Yes. Oh my God. Okay. We going all the way there. Okay. All the way there. Okay, so the video that I talked about, y'all, that I did 7 songs on was the 20th anniversary of Never Say Never. So I was posting and I was just posting. And the next thing I know, some girl out of the blue just hits me and said, where did you get this from? Like, where did you get this clip? Because I got it from the EPK, where she was talking about, you know, how the album is different from the first and things like that. And then it was just like, I'm like, and she was asking me like deep questions about Never Say Never. And I'm like, you a fan like that? But of course, because she had the Brandy name first. She had the Brandy name. So I was like, oh, she's a Brandy fan. So we kind of, you know, we kind of got close a little bit on that. And then we kind of like did our own thing and did all that. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like 2 years later, this thing right here started Midnight R&B Edition. And me and her has been tight ever since. But it's crazy that we connected on Never Say Never, and 4 years later, we do a video about it. And we're so close because of it. Because, baby, that thing right there, she will go in on me, y'all. Listen. Y'all think we cut up on here? Please. So, yeah, to do an album like this and to really see that I'm not alone in the foolishness, how much I love this album was just amazing. So I'm just so excited for this, man. Like,
Well, bro, we already invite our special guest
cool.
for tonight's show. She's already there, so we're going to go ahead and invite her in. And I'm so excited on the live. So we're going to go in. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to make sure she invited in, JR. You can see me?
I'm...
Hello, hi, Miss Traci. How you doing? We're doing good, but hold on. Before we get started, I gotta properly introduce you. We're a little overwhelmed right now because there's a lot going on, but I need to properly introduce y'all. So tonight, y'all, since today is the 24th anniversary of Never Say Never, y'all, I have an R&B legend on my platform. Okay, baby, you better come in, come hard. This lady has been a singer, backup singer at that, but is one of the most amazing songwriters that has gave us classic hits from Maya's Case of the X, has gave us Rihanna's song, What's My Name? I mean, B2K, I mean, this woman has wrote hits for everybody and their mama. And also, I wanted to honor her tonight because, y'all, she is one of the writers of one of the iconic songs that everybody loves, Angel in Disguise. And I want to give it up to the one, the only Miss Traci Hale. Thank you so much, Miss Traci.
I'm so happy to be here. You guys are great.
We are to have you here.
You ain't never lied, and especially one of my favorite songs on the album too. So I'm like,
man, what? Okay, it's. How about the album still smacks to this day? It really, it makes you feel the same way you felt back when you heard it, the first time. So, yeah.
Come on, Miss Traci, and that's why we're so excited. I mean, it's just an honor to even have you on here. Look, and then look, he had to post it.
Come on now.
I had to probably get a T-shirt made of Never Say Never. So I'm
gonna need that T-shirt though,
Miss Traci.
I need that too. Yes.
I need that. I need that T-shirt.
Well, let me know. I got you. Yes, well. Thank you so much. And I just want to talk to you today because I know we are celebrating the 25th anniversary of Never Say Never. But I want to ask you before we do get started, because I always, when my guests, they come in, I want to make sure to do like a mental check-in. How are you doing?
You do that mental check-in too, because these days you have to do a mental check-in. And yeah, we pushing through, every day is like you wake up into something else, but you know what? We still here. And some folk ain't. So, what?
Right.
I just get up and thank God and keep it moving every day,
Come on, Miss Traci. That's right. And I'm just excited, even though that, I always want to make sure with that, but at the same time, is it just to always know that no matter what you have done in this industry, the thing about it is, your health matters, but not even that, whatever you've done, we want to make sure that you are just right there in the right place. And I'm just happy, and me and Gerald, we're so honored to have you here tonight. And it's crazy because, I mean, who would have thought 24 years ago this album was going to be a diamond album, but now that has changed the music game.
How about this, though? I didn't know until y'all told me that it was diamond. How about that?
What?
How about that for something? I didn't. So it was news to me when you said, hey, we celebrating this and this diamond. And I'm saying, huh? I'm reading like, what? Look, some stuff has gotten past me. Really, blessed.
It just recently came down. What, 2 months ago? They just they did an article and they announced that it just sold 10 million copies in the US alone.
I'm gonna need that diamond up on this up on.
I know that's right.
Cause I ain't got the first one. I ain't got the gold nor the platinum. So I'm gonna need a diamond up on this mug. Yes, I am. Yeah, I am.
Come on,
Right up there. I ain't got neither one of them. I ain't got neither one.
Oh, no nothing.
Mm-mm.
Atlantic Records, get it together, y'all. Nah.
I guess it was waiting for the diamond. Maybe that's what we.
Oh,
Maybe that's what we was doing.
okay.
Maybe that's what we were doing. Okay.
that
That's my
part.
answer, and I'm sticking to it. Okay.
I
That part. So, Miss Trace, I want to get started by your journey and what you have done in this music industry, but I want to get people to know who you are. So, I know you're from the ATL, the great ATL, Atlanta, Georgia.
I reside here. I've been here. I'm a peach. Uh, I am a peach now. I'm official peach
Georgia
because
peach.
I'm actually from Indiana, in Indianapolis. So yeah, I came here to get this music, and that's what I came here and I moved here to do, and that's what I did. So yes.
So I want to get So since you just told me that you're from Indiana, you got your move to Georgia. How did you get your start into the music industry? And I know first you were a background singer for Aaliyah and Keith Sweat. Like, how did you get started in the realm? And before you did, how did you get to that?
These guys out of Indianapolis moved here and started working for LaFace, which was LA and Babyface. And they actually moved me here to just sing their demos for them. So that's all I was doing. That's actually what I wasn't really trying to be no artist, or nothing like that. I said I just want to sing, and make money per demo. And but within singing now on the demos, usually the artist kept it. So you end up singing background because they keep your vocals on all the records. So my first thing I guess I did was Keith Sweat, Just a Touch. That duet with him because they kept the freaking vocals, and it was good. So I was like, yes, this is good. Okay, that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And I maybe had 15 minutes when I wanted to be an artist, but that really went out the window when I found out how it worked. You know what I'm saying? When I found out the inner workings of it, and I said, okay, so the artists get paid last, huh? Okay, well, I don't want, look, I don't want to be the artist. I want to be, one of the first folks to get paid. So who's that? The writers, producers, the light man. No, everybody. So I said, yes, that background and that daggone, writing, you know, and I liked it. Yeah, so that's what it was. Where you go? You got you.
Bluetooth mode. Uh-oh.
I heard you.
Somebody,
I heard you
Tracy,
really
can you
well
hear me?
now. Yeah.
Okay.
It just was a moment of praise.
Okay.
I don't know what happened, but I hear you really well now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Sarah, did you want to ask a
All right,
question?
so now with your transition from that, where did you get to sing background Ali and me?
Okay. So I'm not sure if you can hear me because I heard every other word Gerald said. So I think I know what he said though. He said, "How did from going singing background with Aaliyah, how did it get to Brandy?" Okay. Um, Another girl that I sang background with Aaliyah with had a writing deal with Zamba. In our last show out with Aaliyah, she asked me, did I want to go um, write in LA, stay in LA and write, and because she knew I wrote, and I did, and I didn't come back to my Georgia Pacific job that I had waiting on me back here, and I just went and uh, with her actually, and start my very first attempt to write was for Rodney Jerkins, and in that group of songs, that was the Brandy project. He was working on Brandy project, and he invited her to do it, and she invited me. So from that is just history. That was my first, like, I wrote before, but never professionally. So I kind of started where people usually start right here. I kind of started with the Brandy, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't have started any better than that. Like, it was really cool, you know. Yeah, wait up, one more time.
Yeah,
Noise back.
voice in the background that we
There we
have.
go. There it is.
Okay. Okay, hold on. All right, we're good. Okay. So, like you said, Miss Tracy, so you did your stuff for Aaliyah. So then with Aaliyah, you got with Rodney. So you on like the 1 million project, then you got to Never Say Never?
Actually, when I got off the bus, they were working on Never Say Never. So it was just God. It was just God. That's all. I was in the right place at the right time,
Yeah.
and that was the project. And it was awesome.
Did you know guys? Did you kind of know what she was going through as far as her relationship? Because it seemed like this song is so connected to what she was going through.
It
And
did.
for you
It
to write
did.
it, like,
It did.
you know?
Yeah, we talked a lot, and I didn't really talk to her a lot, but my writing partner at that point talked to her a lot.
Oh,
So, and we hung out. You know what I'm saying? Even though
Yeah.
I was a little shy and didn't, say much to her back then, I was a young girl, so I didn't really say a whole lot. Um, she spoke a lot about what she was going through, and a breakup,
Mm-hmm.
and then she was in a whole nother love interest. At that point, she was in a whole nother relationship. So um, that's what we stayed on. Uh, that is, yeah, she did let us in, so we can write authentically.
what was it?
Say it one more time.
What was
Oh no, I can't hear. Wait a minute. I'm gonna go turn some stuff. See if I
okay?
can hear
Okay. Just right. We was right.
So
They
mine,
say you going out a little bit. Yeah, they say you going. Yeah, I hear something in the background.
y'all hear something in the background? Cause I don't hear anything now.
Yeah.
I was trying to find out what it might be, but nothing here is on. So
and it,
Okay. Hold
okay.
on. Okay.
am I good?
All right, John, you
Yeah,
good?
I can hear you now. What was
Oh,
that?
Yeah.
okay, okay,
I can.
good.
Okay.
Okay, so
What was
what
your
was the
question?
creative process of Angel in Disguise? How, when, you know what I'm saying? How did it start? Did you writing the bridge, all that stuff?
Um, it was a track first, so everybody want to know how Joe got on it. I think Joe was like there even before we even got there. You know what I'm saying? Like he was there. I'm not
Yeah.
thinking. I'm thinking he might have just freestyled that over that track. If I'm not mistaken, he might have just and I love you, baby. You know what I'm saying? He might have just
Come on.
freestyled that over the track, and Rodney probably just left it in because it was so dope. And then we went and wrote something totally different over top of it, and that's how he got to be like in the song. You know what I'm saying? So like they just kept him. But the writing process was we would get that track and we would take it back to the apartment hotel, and we would write it and come back the next day and execute. And that was when the great, great, great late LaShawn Daniels, oh, whew, gonna bring a tear to my eye. But he was just amazing and wonderful, and he would sing it, and him singing plus Brandy singing, it was just like those two voices were like amazing. And
Yeah.
and and Brandy's is still amazing. So it's still my favorite voice of all time is Brandy. So And I'm not just saying that because we talking about Never Say Never. It is my favorite voice. Like after all these years, Brandy is still my favorite voice.
Yeah.
So.
And I think LaShawn actually kind of made her find her voice too. More, you know, that, of course, you know what I'm saying? That's where everything starts from. But I think LaShawn really knew where to take her and where to go and how to find it, because vocally he is nothing to play with. Like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my God, man.
Yes.
Just
Oh my gosh.
a couple of times on YouTube and him just singing, and I'm like, wow, now I see where Brandy and like Tamar and everybody he has worked with really love him as like a
Yeah.
like a songwriter, vocal producer type, because he knows vocally where to take them and all that. And I could tell like he was making Brandy use her range on a lot of these songs.
Ooh.
I mean, like Angel in Disguise, he did. Like
Vocals was fire, always fire, just always. Just you never knew what you was gonna come back and hear the next day, where she would have recorded and come back in, and it's just some magic happened in the middle of the night. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like you come back and you're like, okay, did the voice fairy come in and sprinkle some angel dust on this mug? I don't know, but fairy dust, but. Those vocals had anything to do with it, so yeah.
Wow. I just feel, that's so crazy, because now, since today's been 24 years, it's like a huge fan favorite, Traci. It's like looking back at it so long ago. For me at 15, listening to it, girl, I would take that album, girl, and go to people's house and make
y'all gonna hear it.
Like, y'all gonna Never Say Never. Girl, I wasn't playing, but it was just so crazy because at that time, people really thought, that was going to be like the next single, even though it was a radio single. So how did you feel like it being a radio single and not having a video? Like, did you feel some type of way, or how did you feel when they just made it?
I think the people spoke.
Everybody,
you know what I'm saying? The people spoke and made it what they wanted it to be. I think that it was a radio because people called in and wanted that song. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason they made it to radio, I think. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think they was banking on it to be. I was hoping it was going to be a single, but I think the people spoke, and so the radio had to play it. So that's how it happened.
And to this day, it's like a fan favorite for everybody. Like how did you feel when it like hit verses? Like when you seen on Versus 2 years ago when Brandy played it.
I think everybody I know sent me that clip, because I think you better post this clip. She doing this song, and I'm like, yes, yeah, and she killed it then too. I mean, is her voice ever off? Is her voice ever off? I don't think so. I ain't never heard her off before, ever.
Yes,
ever.
And it's just like, yo, the way it opens, like. It was just like you knew when you heard Angel in Disguise after the intro, after the plane. Because like sis always says, you about to go on this ride. Brandy said on a ride. So
Man. The whole Never Say Never was a ride. Wasn't it a ride?
Oh my God.
Every song. You ain't got to skip on nothing. You don't got to skip nothing. You play that mug from the front to the back and just ride. And then repeat.
I call it the perfect R&B album of all time. I say it's no skips. It's a perfect R&B album. It's like everything. I call it Brandy's tour de force. When you can have a feat like that and be the highest at the highest, girl, everything. It just took me on an emotional ride, but a great emotional ride. But I just learned a lot about Brandy as an artist and as a singer. Her at that time.
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because when I got it, when I was 12 when I got it, and when I heard Angel in Disguise. Mind you, I've been a fan of her since her debut. So
me too. Yeah.
Coming into Angel in Disguise, I was like, whoa, what is this? This is different. Like, this is not, again, I always say this is not the I Wanna Be Down baby girl. This is singing that going through a little bit of problems here.
Just a little bit, but
I mean, yeah. Oh, this is something different. You know what I'm saying? Then to hear Joe on it coming in, that's the first voice you hear. You know what I'm saying? On the record. And then after that, it's just like, this amazing ride, and that's why this album is number 6 for me. In my top, it's number 6.
It's number 1.
You know what I'm saying? The impact on what it did for me, what it did for my family. My family listen to it. I can listen to it, and we can all connect to it. You know what I'm saying? One, me and my mother connected to Angel in Disguise, baby, because now I ain't know what she, you know, I wasn't going through that, you know what I'm saying? But it was something in that connected to me, and then you know, my mom enjoyed it too, and my mom just liked the production of it. Shout out to Elise when we did our episode. Elise was like, the production got her, and this she said it's her favorite production on the album.
Right.
It's
That's her favorite production that she's ever done,
Yeah. And it showed her it showed her artistry. You know what I'm saying? Because Brandy did co-produce this record. So, you know what I mean? Like Angel in Disguise coming in just shows the artistic side of Brandy. And it was just like, whoa, and for you to write this, and that's because, you know, me and her, we look at liner notes. So I was looking at who wrote this song. I was all up in it and through.
Remember liner notes? How about that? Remember liner notes?
Remember? Those used to be so great.
Oh, man, I was all up in the liner notes. That's how I moved to Atlanta, because I found out who was singing background in Atlanta. And I said, I'm going to get to know them. And that's exactly what I did. I moved here and hooked up with those two. It was only 2 girls. I said, they need another girl.
You know who did the exact same thing too?
Who?
God.
What?
She said she looked on the back of some stuff and went to Atlanta. Her and her friend, they went to Atlanta to go to Babyface and L.A. Reid, and instead she found Pebbles and she started singing background for TLC.
Come on, that's all I'm saying.
That's crazy. The back, you be like, who's this? Who's that? All that.
And you see the same names a few times. So you like, okay, so they got Atlanta locked down. Let me go. It's only a couple people.
Yeah.
It's a couple people, man. Let me go here and see what I can do, because it's only a couple people. And I said, yes. So funny. My husband, it's so funny you mentioned Pebbles. He came here and he started playing background, like playing guitar for Pebbles on the road. That was his first job. It was so funny. That was crazy.
And Joe, remember I told you on the episode we did for Brandy, I said Joe's the reason why I got a lot of notes. He's the reason why.
Because you said.
Because when I heard on that record, I said, wait a minute, that's Joe. And when I seen it at 15 years old, Traci, I said, oh,
how'd you know
that?
How'd you know that though? When you heard it, you knew it was Joe?
I did.
Wow.
Here. I didn't know. It took me 7 years to get Never Say Never. So my mom bought me You Don't Know Me, the single. Girl, I was pissed off, girl. Don't even give me. So that was so many years ago. But 7 years later, her boyfriend got it for me. And when he did, girl, I played him up 2 months straight. 2 months straight. Every day I woke up to the time I went to bed. And not even just that, it's just so crazy because back then, you know, I didn't understand, you know, how to be in love. But when I heard that album and what it did for me, Tomorrow is like the best song for me off the album. So when I sit back and listen to the whole album to its entirety, from the beginning to the end, I truly understand what y'all were telling her story, but what it did for her in so many ways. And I wanted to ask you too, how did you feel when It's Not Worth It was sampled off of Angel in Disguise? How did you feel about that, Traci, like the sampling of that? Because you know they took Joe's vocals and put it on the full.
Yeah, well, I look, I ain't feel no kind of way, because it's like, you know, they gonna do what they gonna do. It's music, man. It's like whatever, you know.
Well, you had Michael Jackson, so you good. You know, on the back.
Look, I'm like this. Go ahead and get that. You know, when they come for it, when they come for something, you like this. Okay, all right, take that and play it a lot. Look, and go ahead and play that a lot. You know, so.
Was there any more other like songs that you wrote for the album that didn't actually make it?
No, the only 2 songs I wrote on was Top of the World and Angel in Disguise, and and those two made it, and I was very, very happy. Like, that was good.
Now, Tracy, we got to talk to you about Top of the World. Let me tell you about this, right? So, me and Elise, we had like a cold case moment on our episode. So we was so when I liked Top of the World, but at first I didn't think it fit.
Okay.
I didn't think it fit, right? So I was thinking the same thing. But then I started singing the lyrics on the show. And we said, wait a minute. It does fit. it does fit. But
don't understand why people think that I don't have friends that know me back when. Yeah. You know, it all go together. She was talking to folk.
Yes. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't I say that? I told you.
You did.
I said player hating type of stuff. I said this is a player hating song. I said they was hating on Brandy. I said y'all this a hate song.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting on top of the world while I'm over here sitting on top of the world. Y'all still talking. Come on.
And then mind you, y'all thinking I'm not human because I'm sitting.
Come on.
I'm going to do stuff just like y'all. Like.
Exactly.
And we had a cold case moment. It was so funny in the episode because we talking like, oh, nah, it don't fit. Da, 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 da. And then I started singing the lyrics and Elise said, stop.
Stop yourself. Stop.
It fit. She was like, it fit. And we was like, a cold case moment. Now, this is a favorite album of mine. I'm singing the lyrics for 24 years. And it took me 24 years to finally realize, wait a minute. This song does fit. What are you talking about?
Man,
like she was going in, Miss Tracy, like for real. She had to gather us. She did.
I only participated on the bridge on that song, but that was yeah. You know what I'm saying? That wrapped it all up though. You know what I'm saying? And that freaking cold track, man. Dun 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 dun.
I said that. I said,
rise, come on. What?
Because right after almost doesn't count, that's what I think about. And you
don't even want to listen to the album without listening to that because that's what? It go right into some foolishness. You don't even want to, you just want to just keep on listening from the beginning to the end. Yeah. You're like, oh, damn, I can't even turn this off. This is crazy.
that part. So, Miss Trace, I wanted to ask you, what are your favorite songs off Never Say Never?
Really?
What was your favorite?
Look.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to have to, oh, gosh. Oh my Lord, everything. It's like there ain't a song that ain't there's not a song that's not perfect.
So, okay, I give it this way, Miss Tracy. When you heard the album in full for the first time, how did it feel? Like hearing it before us?
It felt like a classic. It was just wrote. It was just, you know what I'm saying? But it was just written, but it's already a classic. You know what I'm saying? So I liked Never Say Never, the actual title track. That was first of all, the vocals were so plush and so milky in everything. I can have a bunch of adjectives to describe these vocals. They were the best vocals, and they were the first time that vocals were recorded like that. You notice that how they were like overlapping and they were the first time it was done like that. And for that, people actually start writing like that. You know what I'm saying? Other artists start doing their songs like that. And that it just started a whole movement, a whole music changed after Never Say Never.
I said that. I said it was a whole shift after Never Say Never came out. It was just like everybody wanted that.
Everybody wanted that kind of a freaking almost doesn't count. when you have a freaking song that you don't even know, you don't know if it's R&B or pop, you don't even know. You just like, I just like the way it makes me feel.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes me feel. I don't even know if it's R&B, pop, whatever. It almost sounds like a country song.
Yeah.
Almost made me cry. I'm like, what? Yeah. Like, you know, I was writing for songs I didn't even write on. It was like, what? Put that on. I put that on everything. You know what? Why was those verses so amazing and wonderful?
Okay.
For no apparent reason, just for just, you know, what?
Miss Traci, that is honestly my favorite Brandy song.
Love you too.
Because that song is so perfect and just so it touches you somewhere. And it's so crazy because this album is also very special to me because my late cousin, me and him had like a moment on this record. Mm-hmm. And kind of driving, I'll give a quick. We were driving to South Carolina and my mom and dad was driving and they was tired by the time we got to North Carolina. So they was like, well, we want to switch. And my cousin was like, he would drive. And we had just got the album. Literally, we had it for a week because his birthday is June 9th.
Right. So, oh, wow.
Like a week. So he's not really, he was more into that neo soul vibe. You know what I'm saying? That was him. So he was like, well, what you want to listen to? I'm like, are you crazy? I want to listen to Brandy. It's been out for a week. That's what I want to listen to. And when we got to put that on everything, he liked it. He liked it so much. Like he looked at me, was like, well, what's this song called? And I was like, put that on everything. He was like, please play that again. So every time, like today, every time I think about him, you know, God bless his soul, I play that song in dedication to him because we kind of connected. And he made me play that song over and over. And he was like, why does it sound so beautiful on this? And I was like, I
got a chill right now as you're talking. I have a chill on my arm because her voice sounds so angelic.
Oh.
Sounds so perfection. Perfection.
Yes.
It sounds perfection.
Yeah.
That day.
Yep.
Have you ever?
He don't like him, but
I'm like, it's like, what have you ever? It should have won a Grammy. You're absolutely right. It should have won.
It's just.
He keep calling me my husband.
I love when Brandy. I love it when she does it live because to me it's like, yeah, like did it live. It's like she put some extra oomph into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, whoo, like you feel it. Like when she did it on Jay Leno. Oh, it's just like, it's a beautifully written song. It's just me. I'm like, okay, it's live. I just love when Brandy just add her tone, her rich tone. It's just like, whoo.
Yeah, it's rich. It's just all the songs sound rich. You know what I'm saying? Even down to the duet, you know what I'm saying, with her and Monica. It's like, you know, when it starts, it's just like production that is like from crazy, just crazy when it starts. Just every instrument, it just like God was all over that album. You know what I'm saying? It was amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Like my boy Timmy just say, when God is in the room, let him go in the room. And when he's in the room, it happens. And God was in that studio with y'all writing these songs, the production of these songs, all of it. It was just like, y'all, and like God was there with all y'all. God was with y'all pen. God was with Rodney's fingers. Like God was with LaShawn's vocals. Like Fred, all y'all. Like it was just.
And it's another thing too. I want to give a shout out to Japetti. He was a part of the Dark Child. I think is that his name, Japetti? He was a part of that too. He played a huge role in that as well. And a lot of people don't know about him. God rest his soul. He sadly passed away. But I feel like that whole Dark Child production started something that has really transcended
Me
all
too.
walks
Me
of
too.
life.
I,
You know
I
what I'm
think they
saying,
just
Tracy?
started
So
something. This was like the start of something like amazing that everybody caught on to, and everybody started
yeah,
like everybody had to up their production. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
had to just their whole game had to
yeah,
change because Rodney took it to a whole nother level.
He
You know,
absolutely.
yeah, a whole nother level. And it took it to something that when we were getting ready to go into the millennium in the 21st century, it wasn't about to be the 90s no more. It's about to be
exactly.
Rodney Jerkins'
Pretty
era.
much
And he took
took
over
over everything.
everything.
Yes, he.
It was a wrap. Yeah, when he got the mic, it was a wrap. He didn't reach the
Man,
highest of the
yes,
highs.
it was fun though because that was my first. I was pretty blessed to be in that room because I was somebody
Yeah.
who hadn't done anything. I didn't have any credits at all, and to be in the room was
Wow.
something unheard of. You don't just start like that. But
Mm-hmm.
that opened up the doors for me for the Mayas and the B2Ks and the that kind of stuff. It opened up those doors
Okay.
for me. I wouldn't have been able if it wasn't for a Brandy and an Angel in Disguise. I would have never been on any other project. So
And you know how that goes, Miss Tracy.
Mm-hmm.
Like after an album is so big and so huge, everybody want to work with everybody on the record. So when the album sells
Yeah.
5 million, they like, oh, who's Tracy? Who's this? Who's this? Who's this? Who's this? And they
Yeah.
want to work with y'all because they like, if they could do that for her, what can they be? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
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 That's how it gets going. Because you gotta,
Yeah.
I tell all my clients and my students of songwriting, I tell them credit is worth so much more than the money that you make for this. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get your credit because the credit can write your ticket anywhere. So that is my little gem I'm dropping. Bam. Bing. Look. Bing.
and, and you and Tracy, like that's why I had to interview you. Me and JR had to interview you tonight because what Never Say Never has done for myself on a personal level, but not even that, all across the world. I have seen so many people have big up this album and they call it like the best of
Yeah,
Brandy's catalog. This
is
is her
it?
best
I
album,
believe that too.
period.
And that ain't just because I'm on it.
And
I believe that this is the best album. It's a
no,
period. People always say, what's the best song what's your favorite song you ever written? I always say Angel in Disguise because it was the first song I written and it's just a classic. It was a classic as soon as it hit, the studio. As soon as it came out, it was just a classically written, timeless song. Just a timeless. Never Say Never is a timeless album. So
Yes.
there it is. It's super timeless.
It
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
It just takes me back. Every time I listen to it takes me back to when I put the cassette in my mom's car for the first time. Like it always takes me back there because
yeah.
of just the body of work. And I'm glad that you said this. Yeah, yes, the cassette. This generation will never know, but they would never know.
Because you should have paused there, Jarrell. You should have said the cassette, and you should have just paused, like for effect. Just for effect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let that
I'll
sit.
drop a bomb on it.
It was a cassette.
Come on, no skills. That's right, no skills. Yeah. Yeah, but it's kind of crazy that I've never experienced. But I am happy that models are coming back to kind of appreciate now what we can physically see what a body of work means. You know what I'm saying, Miss Tracy? And that's why when I step on a lot of stuff and give the people their credit, like everybody, they'll forever give Brandy the credit because she's the one singing. But if it wasn't for your pen game or the sound, like Rodney and Fred and them all did, we would have never had these albums. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when I look back on Never Say Never, it did something, and not even that, it gave her a marketing tool to brand her dolls. I mean, she had the candy shoes. I mean, she was just a really, really a marketing person when it came to this album. So it's like you really, really gave her a chance to blossom, but not even that, she became an icon.
A whole franchise.
This,
Yeah, it was a whole franchise. And I you for shedding some light on the people behind the scenes. How about that? I love you for this. This is awesome.
Well, we love you too, Miss Traci. Not even that, we just want to give you your flowers and respect you, but not even that, celebrate, the 24th anniversary.
Oh, this is good. This is good. I love when people keep up with stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because life will make you forget.
Oh, let me tell you something. Today on social media, everybody ain't letting you forget about this album at all.
Okay. Not at all. Not at all.
Mm-hmm. No. No. But I'm just really happy and blessed. But John, did you want to ask one more question?
I want to ask her,
Miss Traci?
Now, we all know that Brandy's image was so happy, right? It was such a happy image. It was happy, great. But her album was so dark. It's so dark.
Yeah.
And as a fan, I was just like, I'm so Brandy was very, yay, 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 and everything is great, and everything is this. And then you get to this album, and the album is so dark. And I was just like, but to you, Miss Traci, didn't you feel like they still sold it in a light type of way?
Yeah. They showed it, I think they sold it as a coming of age. That's what some is considering dark is this coming of age. You know what I'm saying? And let's drop this bubble gum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And get the bubble gum out. We're gonna go for some pure, some pure situations.
Right.
Because situations. She had a few situations on that first one, but like the was it broken heart, only broken hearted, what was it, broken hearted? Yeah, that was kind of melancholy, but truly coming into her age to be able to think about the boy's mind, and saying, and have you ever loved somebody, because she had loved somebody by then,
right.
So yeah.
But she took her power back on tomorrow, though. She took her power back on tomorrow.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Traci. And I want to ask you, do you have any last words, what you want to say about this album, or anything you want to tell to the viewers, and anything that you're working on right now?
I just want to say about this album. This album started my career, as a writer, and I'm forever, ever, ever, ever grateful for that whole camp. The Rodney, Brandy, LaShawn, Fred, everybody, just for allowing me even in the room. And yes, that's my husband right there. It takes living life to write good music. That's my husband. So he stopped calling me.
Oh. Baby, we apologize. We don't want no smoke.
Just hitting send, like end. Okay. All right. So yeah, and that's it. This project, it means the most to me, of all the projects, what I'm saying? Because it was my first. So, they know they say your first time, this is my first, that was my first time. So I always remember that, so and yes, I have artists coming out, artists that I believe in. So it definitely look forward to that. Artists that I actually believe in, and I'm actually writing the best things that I've ever written for those artists. So I say that. Like, I can say I'm actually having fun with it again, because there was a time in there that it wasn't fun anymore. So now it's starting to get fun again. So
I get it.
And please keep writing and write some good bridges, because they're needed.
Come on. What happened to the bridge,
What happened to the bridges? What happened?
Don't need some bridges. I got some for you, though. I got some.
Please. What they doing? They in the best part of the song.
Amen. I got some for you.
I need it in my life. I don't know what's going on with this stuff.
I love you, Jarrell. I want to hang out with y'all.
Okay.
Oh, we a mess. We'll come to Atlanta.
Where are y'all? Where are y'all?
I'm in Maryland.
Okay. And you're where? Okay, well there you go. Maryland, Texas. We got to meet somewhere in the middle.
Yes, we do.
Bridges.
Well, thank you so much. Okay, well, thank you so much, Miss Traci, and God bless you. And like I said, you make sure you get there when that album. We know the album is diamond, but when you get it, let us know so we can see that plaque and make sure we honor. Because you know I'm going to go crazy when I see it. So when I get this diamond, because I'm going to get the diamond, I'm going to call y'all so y'all can get a picture of this.
Oh, you leave it.
Make room for it up here. I'm gonna have to make room. So
I know, right? You better.
You know that's my favorite out, Traci. I got you forever and a day. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. Bye. God bless you. Bye bye.
She was so cool. Like, she was so cool. She was, yes.
She was. You know, I'll tell you that I'm so happy we finally got to hear the side of what Angel Disguise really meant, even though we already knew. But not even that, bro. Like, we was right about a lot of stuff.
What am I going to say again? Somebody needs somebody to write for her. Did I not say that? Right, because she killed the bridge. She killed the bridge on some. She killed it. But I feel like Brandy really, really should sit with someone and tell them her story and give it to her and she sing it like that. I think that's what she's great at. And clearly a lot of these songs were done like that. She said, you know, Miss Traci said that her songwriting partner was obviously talking to Brandy and knowing that she was going through her stuff with Wanye. Going through her stuff with him, and you know, and Miss Traci wrote Angel in Disguise, and to open with that album, that's what I said on the show. I said, Brandy going through some shit. You know what I'm saying? She going through some shit. Cause when she come out, she like, I know it hurts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she like, huh, you picked her over me? That's why she was an angel in disguise. So yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Bro. And when you have little stories, speak truth to power, it's just a feeling of, you know, at that time, and like she said, she was coming of age, and I like that Traci pointed out, because when you're a teenager, you kind of young and stuff like that, but as an adult, now you can really tell your adult content about what you're saying. You know what I'm saying, bro? But at the time, it's like you said, bro, like she was going through a lot of stuff, and now she's trying to really tell her truth. But not even that, she's still Adina Howard.
I sure did. That's true. Anyway, boy's mind was technically about Adina.
It was. Oh yeah, all that. I mean, you can just tell the songs it was about, but it's just when it goes to show at the end of the day is when you can speak your pain, but not even that. Tell it like it is and make and bank on it and see who won The Boy Is Mine or the album is mine. It was Brandy Rihanna North.
Ooh wee! You had to throw that. Ooh wee! You had to throw that in there, huh?
Hey, truth is truth. I mean, at the end of the day, when you look back at a lot of stuff, I mean, she was really being honest about what it is. But it go to show you is you can't take my time away. But
you know what I always say, and I always tell this to Sin, and I tell him this because he, you know, he do music and he got a new record out, y'all. Y'all should check it out. SoundCloud, yes. And I always said, when you do something from the heart, it reaches the heart. And you can tell that this album Brandy did from the heart. It was from her spirit, her soul. Yeah. That's why, to me, it's her best body of work to me. Because it's like all Brandy's being is in this album. Everything. Her heart is aligned. Her soul is in it. Her spirit. Everything. And that's why this album connected to... Now that the album is diamond, it connected to clearly over 10 million people.
That And not even just that, bro. It's the fact that so many people have now, bro, and we can talk about it. So, guys, we had a question. I know I'm gonna post a question tonight, bro, about Never Say Never versus the Full Moon. So, but a lot of people didn't watch it. We kind of went in our totality of explanation why we feel that Never Say Never is the better album, and made an explanation on what it is to create a body of work. And when we talk about those two in dynamic, I know a lot of people, like I said, I would never downgrade Full Moon at all. But like you look at the whole totality, artistically, musically, production. If you weigh them out, JR, who do you feel have the
Never Say Never? And the reason why I feel like that is because, first of all, now Rodney, we all know Rodney has done things for, again, Gina Thompson. He did Things You Do, the original version. Then he was on 1 in a Million for one song. And he did Mary, Share My World. He did 5 songs, right? But Brandy Never Say Never was his sound that he got to put together to me. And by the time we got to Full Moon, it felt to me, vocally, Brandy is ridiculous on Full Moon. Her tone, she is rich, it's everything. But it felt by that time, it felt like Brandy was the one following everybody rather than everybody following her. Because, again, Brandy's Never Say Never created a lot and it impacted a lot because a lot of people wanted that sound. Who? Miss Whitney Houston wanted that sound. Miss Toni Braxton wanted that sound. Destiny's Child wanted that sound. Michael Jackson wanted that sound. So by the time it got to her doing Full Moon in 2002, it felt like she was following everybody. It didn't sound creative to me. Yeah. Full Moon didn't sound, even though I'm not down in it, y'all, because I don't want y'all Brandy fans coming at my neck, because I will never down Full Moon. Because Full Moon is and I'm going to say this, Full Moon is the reason why these girls are inspired by her. Vocal. Everybody is trying to follow what she did on Full Moon. But as an album of body of work, like she even said on her EPK of Never Say Never, which is on YouTube, she said this album has a flow. It flows. It flows. It flows. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you're telling a story, it goes from Angel in Disguise, The Boy Is Mine, Learn the Hard Way, then Almost Doesn't Count, Top of the World, You Don't Know Me. You know what I'm saying? Never Say Never. Then you can flip if you got a cassette. And truthfully, have you ever? You know what I'm saying? Then it goes to put that on everything. Then the car interlude. Then it goes to Happy, which gives you, like Elise said, the debut. You know what I'm saying? And then you go from that to the great Gordon Chambers with One Voice. You know what I'm saying? It tells a story, and then she ends it with, like you said, at the end of Tomorrow, she took her self-love and said, I gotta love me. That's why I said, I just can't wait. Tomorrow's too late. I'm leaving you today. I'm out. I'm getting my self-love. But I feel like everything I do for you. I think she was talking to God. I think she was ending it with God. Everything I do for you. I put my trust in this man, and I put my heart on the line for this man. And he ripped my soul. He broke my heart, literally, after we recorded the song Broken Hearted, but I ain't gonna go there. But at the end of the day, she like, everything I do for you. And then Never Say Never was an album that everybody could vibe with. Because what did Miss Terry just say? Almost Doesn't Count. You didn't know if it was pop. You didn't know if it was R&B. You didn't know if it was nothing. Have You Ever? That's a Diane Warren, David Foster. So you know that's a crossover record. You know what I'm saying? Almost Doesn't Count. It's a country song, but Brandy put some soul into it. The Boy Is Mine. The Boy Is Mine sounded so different than what was on the radio when it came out. And that's why it was #1 for 13 weeks. Again, this album just had a flow,
Yep.
and you didn't want to leave the flow. But when it goes to Full Moon,
yeah,
and yeah, you might like the album, and let's be honest, it's a couple of songs that you can skip. It's songs you can skip. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. Vocally, it don't take nothing away from Full Moon. I will never, because vocally, she bodying all the girls now that's trying to be her.
That part, Jay.
Because I'm sorry,
but yeah, bro, like
everything in my opinion, it seems that they want to. You don't got to do all these runs just to show you can sing. To me, just sing it. Right. If it feels right, it feels right. You know, and that's what Brandy does when she sings. Her vocal runs are naturally done. And see, that's what she was doing on Full Moon. I think with Never Say Never, she was trying to find it, and thank God for LaShawn. Because coming out of her 14-year-old voice, and like Miss Terry said, she's a grown woman. Grown. So now her voice is changing a little bit. Just like, you know who went through this too? Usher.
Oh yeah, Usher straight went through that.
He didn't know where to go vocally. And who came in? Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis to show him vocally where to go. And that's what LaShawn did. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel. Hey, agree to disagree. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I will never down Full Moon. That's what I'm not doing. I just feel like the best body of work will be Never Say Never. You know what I mean? And that's just what I feel. You know what I mean?
Understand too, and I get what Jar is saying. It's not. You gotta understand, guys. It's not the thing we're saying. Listen, right? Come on, bro. But no. Okay, so Jar says, so this is how I feel. As a Brandy fan, as a number one Brandy fan, a huge Brandy fan, you can expect what you like, but you can also have some criticism, some constructive criticism, like we always say, Jar. But it's not the point that we don't want to say we're not dissing nothing. Think about it. We just speaking something that on our perspective, what we see from when albums and people do albums and they change over time. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, Never Say Never will go down as one of the biggest albums of all time. I don't even call it R&B albums. I always say R&B, but it's one of the biggest albums of all time, period, bro. But at the same time as y'all, when you look at the transition of Full Moon and Never Say Never, like Josh said on the show, it tells a story. When you kind of get to that Full Moon perspective, we love the singing and stuff like that, but the story is kind of discombobulated. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing that, but the thing about it is when you really, and that's what I love about JR and listening to the show, when they look at bodies of works on albums, they look at on an artistic level, a songwriting level, and a production level. You know what I'm saying? Because all that shit has a making album.
Agreed.
To me, I'm just saying in my opinion. And when the two dynamics of each one is talking about telling a story vocally, producing, artistically. You can tell where it was going. Full Moon, to me, it was a different change, and I know we were in a different era, but it's like it was a lot of stuff to me that couldn't connect, and that's why I think sometimes I can't connect to certain songs on the album. But there's songs that I love with all my heart, like When You Touch Me. Everybody knows When You Touch Me is my shit. That come on, it's a rap. But it's songs like Can We or All in Me I can't connect to, but at the same time I would never diss it because she's singing at the top of her goddamn lungs. You know what I'm saying? So for me, and I get what everybody's saying, like I said, you can have your favorites and you can have your best, but you can also respect the fact that, you know, sometimes that certain albums may not hit for certain things. That's why we see people, we see Brandy
don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
We're talking about Never Say Never. We're gonna leave it alone.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, when we look at bodies of work, we look at a whole creation of an album. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, trust me, Full Moon will forever be played. But for me, certain songs, probably not for me. But for Never Say Never, on the end of things, I'm proud that Never Say Never kind of created and opened the doors for so many artists like Britney Spears, NC. You know what I'm saying? This album really did do a transition in the world. And that's why when Traci said what she said, y'all, she was big enough to make sure that people recognize for what it is, but not near the people that wrote the song for to make it
like
trash.
she said. Because I like watching a lot of documentaries and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And I love to watch like interviews, older interviews of like artists. And even though them artists over there, and we talking about the Britney and the Christina and the NSYNC, the Backstreet Boys, and all of them, even though they were taking a little, the one thing that Christina's producer said, he said when it was time for us to do ad-libs and things like that, Christina will listen to Brandy's Never Say Never to get different runs on her debut. And if you listen to her debut, like what the India Ivory said, that's the Brandy run, that's the Brandy run, that's the Brandy run, that's the Brandy run. Like, you knew it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you knew it. So are there any songs that that isn't your favorite? What, on Full Moon?
Which one? That for me, not for Never Say Never. You talking about Full Moon?
Yeah, which one? Which album you talking about?
I never say never. I said it's perfect for me.
Well, I actually wish what is it? Fool by the Moon would have made. I love Fool by the Moon. I love that record. I love it better than Have You Ever for me. But is a bad song? No. It's a well-written song. I'm just not the big Diane Warren, David Foster type. And I felt like during that time, they was giving that to all those girls. You know what I mean? Giving that. Because Aaliyah had the one I gave my heart to. And Monica had For You I Will. And Wade, The Boy Is Mine. And they had and Brandy Gotta Have You Ever. So it was like they were giving all of that. And that's not just, I'm not the big Diane Warren type. You know what I mean? So yeah, Have You Ever? And that's it. That's it for me.
Yeah, Gerald has always said Have You Ever? For me, it's all of them are perfect with me, so I don't have nothing. Now, for all the other ones, like I said, I can't really speak on the other ones, and for stuff, like I said, unless I do like a review. But for me, Have You Ever was overplayed. That is facts. It was very overplayed. I agree to the because back then, it wasn't no joke, Gerald. But how do you feel that now, 24 years later of this album, bro, like, what does this album mean to you more than ever back then?
Oh, my God. I want to cry. My cousin was still living. So when the album first came out, so 24 years later, with him not being here, and he was 20 years old when this album came out. Yes, he was. He turned 20 the day it came out. Yes,
the day it came out, right?
Now for him not to be here, and it's like when I listen to Put That on Everything, I just smile. I smile now because when he first passed, I used to just bawl and cry and all that, and now I look at it and I just, every time that song comes on now, I kind of look to my left because he was in the driver's seat when we had that music moment where he enjoyed this song. You know what I'm saying? All the other songs before that, I was giving all the dramatics like I do now. And he wasn't really feeling it, but it was something about Put That on Everything that did that. And it was just like, now, me listening to this album, I think about the good memories with him. And it just makes me, it makes me think, wow, Brandy really put her foot into this album, man. And she changed music for her, Rodney, and everybody a part of that team changed music forever. You know what I mean? I don't know what took so long for this album to damn get the respect to go diamond. But I'm glad that it is because I know I done brought it over so many times. I either cassette, I now have the vinyl, baby, yes. And but this album is very important to my life. You know what I mean? That's why it's in my top 10 albums of all time. And it'll never leave. It will never, never.
Yeah. You know what, bro? I think for me, and I can speak on it 24 years later, I'm proud that now I get to tell my truth and my story. And I think people, I just tell a little snippet of it. This album really touched me a lot because my heart was broken by my ex-boyfriend. I ain't gonna get too deep because I want y'all to watch the episode because it's really dope and it's really touching about what on Tomorrow did. But when you really realize how truth can speak the power, it can go to show you that no matter what you're going through, you're not the only one. You know what I'm saying? And so back 24 years ago, and I remember the rollout, like I said, bro, it was always huge. But for me, seeing Brandy go through what she go through and not knowing that experience my first heartbreak at 17, kind of like what she did at her age, I was like, damn, is this how you get your heart broken? Damn, is this what songs you got to listen to when you're going through a breakup? Damn, have you ever, damn, like, put that on everything? Like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? I was really in my emotions, but I think I feel like tomorrow, if I didn't have that record tomorrow, I don't think I'll know where I'd be at today. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super proud that this album really, really changed my life. It changed who I am as a person. It made me get my first interview in history. I got to meet you, JR, 4 years ago.
That's really important to me, that I connected to somebody that understands and goes crazy over this album like me. You know what I mean? Because my top 5 albums, to be honest with you, basically, you know, well, 2 of them is the only one living now, Mary and Janet. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that has died. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like this album for me is just so influential to how the music, how I was 12 when I got this album, and it connected to me at 12. You know what I'm saying? And I think the reason why I put it so much higher than Full Moon is because of it connected to me on the first listen. It got me. It was like, you know what I mean? It was like, you ain't going nowhere. You know, when you finish listening to an album, when you want to listen to it all, the whole thing over again, it's not like, let's go to this song because I liked it. Let's go to this song because I liked it. That's what happened to me with Full Moon. But Never Say Never, I was like, yo, play that jump, run it back. Run that shit back over again. I want to hear the whole thing. You know what I mean? And that, to me, is impactful, you know?
Well, Jay, I want to ask you, what was your sleeper on the album?
My Learn the Hard Way.
It was?
But I still think that's a sleeper. Favorites. People don't talk about Learn the Hard Way on Never Say Never. Everybody talks about, of course, The Boy Is Mine. Everybody talk about Angel in Disguise. Everybody talks about Have You Ever. Everybody talks about, now put that on everything. Hey, Brandy girl. People talk about Tomorrow because they talk about The Bridge. You know what I'm saying? And everybody talks about Almost Doesn't Count on Top of the World. Nobody talks about Learn the Hard Way to me. And to the ending of that record, Brandy is telling us everything. If you listen to the end of those ad-libs, and I put it on my Instagram, and I put it while I was listening to the album, and I was drinking, and I shouldn't have. But and she was like, you like her ad-libs, like, you did me wrong, you told me like breathe bad all the time. She was like, I was like, damn, Wanya, you ain't shit, nigga. That's what I said. That's what I. Nope.
And mine ain't either. Alvin, you ain't shit either. Whatever, but who cares? Because I still win.
Yes, so see, a lot of people don't talk about One Voice either. Even it live.
And thank you,
even though she did it live.
You said what, JR? She did live at the Image Awards, and I just feel like, I think with Gordon, that's why I was so proud when Gordon told his story on my channel and said that, you know, like I said, it was about, you know, sharing your life and sharing your voice. And what he said he did for that, he was like, it was an autobiography of himself. You know what I'm saying, bro? But I feel like for me, if it wasn't for Gordon Chambers, I wouldn't be where I am today. Like, he was my first interview ever in history. Like, oh, you didn't want to say his name, child? I said it. Trace About Us, we get too real on this channel. She didn't want to say why.
Because tell you something. Let me tell you something for a second. In the episode, when you go and watch it, if you haven't watched it, we was kind of saying this person, and this person. And finally we got to the point was like, we're tired of this. If you know what this Never Say Never album is about, it was about Wanye. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks, but it's just the truth. But even though she was on because we know the song Never Say Never, even though Miss Traci didn't say it, but she kind of hinted around it that she was in another little relationship.
Oh, wait.
Because we know Never Say Never was the song was.
You said PhD, y'all remember me talking about PhD? Play haters degree.
We all know she was talking about Mace. And she was going at her management. Oh, yeah. She was going at the haters, all that. That's why Liner Notes, what Miss Terry said. Y'all remember when Liner Notes, right? On this Liner Notes, she's shouting out Harlem World.
We know who Harlem World is. I definitely know who Harlem World is.
What you shouting out Harlem World for? Girl, that's cute. That was cute.
But one thing I will say that when they do Top of the World, Brandy has brought him back to do it. So whatever the situation they face,
performance was dope. When he came out with that hot ass white fur, it was cool.
Not the hot fur, JR. No, it was. Hold up. Master, don't go there with that. Don't do the hands up. We already had that.
We ain't gonna go there. I'm gonna let.
I wish I had my thing. No, I did that the last time, Jerry. My whole fucking phone fell on the ground. You know how that happened.
Oh yeah, bruh.
Baby. Oh, that was it. Oh yeah, that's why I tell you, a lot of those tell stories. She wasn't the only one. If you look at the writings on the wall, we know Latasha was talking about Brandy and her in the writings on the wall. I'm telling y'all, it's. Let me tell y'all something about JR. You know what? I was gonna say another album, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because I'm not going there. You know what album I'm talking about?
No. Oh no. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
But we're gonna. But I'm gonna tell y'all something about Lionel. Lionel tells a story. If you don't read it, they say he took his auntie coat. Y'all being messy.
Took his auntie.
Like
you
mean like JR. But like I feel like if people don't read the liner notes or don't understand it, they won't understand the album. And I think anyways, that's why when we look at Totality about sometimes, we listen to songs and it's cool. Don't get me wrong, listen to songs. But sometimes those songs are so relatable, we get so caught up we don't understand that the artist is telling their story. You get what I'm saying, bro? I always love looking at liner notes because I used to love looking at the thank yous. The thank yous told a lot too. Whole story, baby, and Jay already knows. I've seen a lot of thank yous and some thank yous. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna leave it alone because I know too much. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Do it. Don't do it.
Definitely
got 4
letters. I'm just so proud that
we got 4-page letters.
Like I said, I'm leaving it alone. I'm leaving it alone. I don't know nothing. I don't see nothing. I don't hear nothing.
Yes.
I'm leaving it like that. I'm leaving it like what? No, I feel that at the end of the day is Never Say Never is just a treasure. I told me you need to talk to JR. That's JR with that. But no, when I look back at JR on a lot of stuff, Never Say Never is just a national treasure to me. And I feel that at the end of the day that, I was really proud that nowadays people call it the best album.
And I mean,
you notice that now, right?
I mean, okay, you know how, sis, we like to, because that's a big thing on your platform, which that's what I love about what you do. You also put in what it charted, what it, and it went diamond. But in this case, when you're talking about Brandy's Never Say Never, you have to talk about the how much it sold. You got to, because that's how much of an impact it was. It shipped 5 million by 1999. 1 year.
That part.
It shipped 5 million.
Yep.
So 5 million copies was out in the world. That's why I said it was a shorter time for this album to go diamond. Somebody lying somewhere. Somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this album is such, I think it's just, and people, just because the album wasn't #1 don't mean it ain't a classic. Because this album did not go to #1. It peaked at #2. And it still went diamond.
Yep. That part, bro. But you know what's so crazy though? Looking back at a lot of stuff too, like I feel that she did the right thing. She really inspired a lot of people to market their music. You know what I'm saying? And like I said in the episode, if it wasn't for Brandy's Never Say Never album, I don't know if we would have had like a lot of music, the Whitneys and the Michaels and stuff like that. And it just goes to show you that the sound of what Rodney was doing, it just really was like the landscape of the era.
Come on, when you listen to, you know? It's Not Right, but It's Okay. You listen to Get It Back.
Mm-hmm.
Get It Back sound like Brandy's on it. It sound like a record that was hers. Mm-hmm. So her idol was listening to what the hell was going on. She was like,
well, she did
Brandy. Whitney would have liked Truthfully though. It sounds very Whitney is. You know what I'm saying? But with that, it's just like people started to pay more attention to Rodney's production and everybody wanted it. You know what I mean? You wouldn't have got He's Man Enough for Me for Tony. You wouldn't have gotten Say My Name from Destiny's Child. You wouldn't have got Rock My World by Michael. You wouldn't have got that Invisible album if it wasn't for Never Say Never. And that's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't have gotten a lot of these albums, and I just wish, and this is another thing that bothers me about this. I want people to stop rewriting history when it comes to Brandy. Brandy was that girl from 1994 to like 2000. She was that girl. Oh, my bad. 2000. Lord have mercy. Get me. Okay, let me say that again.
Probably
Let me say that again. When she was at the top of her game with the pop world and all that, from 94 to about 2001, that's when she was that girl. Because by 2002, all the new girls was coming in. Ashanti, you know, Marie, Tweet, all the new girls was coming in. You know how they do in the industry. Out with the old, in with the new. That's just what it is. But between 94 and 2000 and 2001, Brandy was that girl. She was everywhere. Moesha, Cinderella, Dolls, Cover Girl. Like, she was that girl. So I want people to stop rewriting history like, oh, Brandy wasn't that girl. She was. She was in movies. She was doing all that. You know what I'm saying? And let's just be truthful for what it is. As much as everybody tries to put her, Aaliyah, and Monica, they were the teen girls. But Brandy was up there. You can't even see my hand. That's how far she was. When once Brandy did Cinderella, that put her in a league of her own. It was like, done. Bye-bye. I love you girls, but bye-bye. And to be honest, Monica wasn't that mainstream girl. She wasn't. Let's just be real. And I'm going to be honest. Monica, you messy. But Monica had songs that crossed over, but she was for us. That was Lil Mary right there. That was Lil Mary. You know what I'm saying? But she did The Boy Is Mine.
Yep.
The mainstream looked at Monica different. They looked at her different. It was like, oh, okay, we like her. So Clyde said, what we gonna do is try to mainstream Monica. And you can't do that. He tried to do it with The Boy Is Mine. Hell, Monica don't even celebrate that damn album.
Okay, she didn't celebrate on the 20th anniversary.
But
Everybody
she
know
get
that.
that from her idol Mary, because
guys.
Mary don't celebrate a lot of her albums either. But I ain't gonna go.
I ain't gonna get up there and sing the songs on the stage. I know you went to the Roots picnic, but I'm just saying, look. But Jay, but at the end of the day, you're right. Like, I love that you talk about the dynamic. Like me and Elise said, like, she was our real Black representation of the 90s, like, for a lot of young girls growing up. Like myself, like I said, it wasn't until I heard I Want to Be Down, that's not her, and I didn't have a face to her yet. You know what I'm saying? I seen her and she looked pretty, but I didn't know who it was. But I feel that too, like you said, bro, without her impact, she wouldn't have inspired people like Aaliyah to go and acting. And I'm not saying that, y'all. Trust and believe, we know Aaliyah was first. She wasn't in acting until Brandy got into acting. You know what I'm saying? People can see how it is when you can do stuff a lot with your music, you know? And like you said, Brandy had a personality to cross over. She did. I mean, they marketed her as the girl next door. Everybody knows that. But I feel when you try to make people what they're not going to connect. And that's why I think for a lot of people, Monica knew where her lane was at. She knew she wanted to always be where she was from. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't, you know, what people want to be, especially she did not want to be a pop
That's
girl.
why, again, her first album sound like a 30-year-old woman cooking chicken in the kitchen. And then you go to an album like Monica's that had Why I Love You So Much. You know what I'm saying? Before You Walk Out of My Life, just one of those days, just one of them days. But then the next album, the first single is The First Night? Really? That's not her.
And we love you, Tomorrow. We love you, Tomorrow. We know at the end that was her
that
song.
Part. But when After the Storm, baby. Because that sound like a grown-ass woman.
Y'all gonna leave Monica with them Easter shoes. Monica has got drugged and dragged on them damn Easter shoes.
Brandy was more marketable because her mama made sure she was marketable too now. Sonya was like, you ain't wearing this, you're wearing this, you're wearing that. And like Whitney always said, it's called a music business. Business. You have to sell. That's just the bottom line. So yes, you have to have the talent, but you also got to have something marketable. And Brandy was marketable. She was able to still be Black because she had braids in her hair. I don't know how much more Black you can get.
But you know what, bro? I wanted to tell you too, and I wanted to talk to you about this, and I wanted to say it on the damn show, on the episode. Do you feel like Patrice Rushen was like that first with the braids, and then it came with Brandy in the 90s? Because I started thinking back too. I was like, damn, Patrice Rushen had braids
Janet
too.
Did it.
That's true. But I'm saying Patrice has like that was her
Rushen got a lot of flack though.
Right, she got a lot of flack for it, but I'm just saying, like, as in a whole, like when y'all talk about cultural reset, remember you said them, I felt like Patrice Rushen didn't get that type of respect versus what Brandy did being young girl.
Donna Summer actually did it before. Donna Summer had did it too. You know what I'm saying? It's just music was changing, right? And now in the 90s, we needed something fresh. And it's just the truth. We need it fresh. It was like, yeah, we love you, Whitney. We love Mariah. We love Luther. We love Freddie Jackson. We love Keith Watson. We like Shantae Moore. But we needed something fresh to connect to these young kids. So when Aaliyah came out, she had kind of a swag that some of these new girls in the hood could relate to. But then when you saw Brandy with braids, and this, it was like, I look like her. She looks like me. You know what I'm saying? She looks like me. But then you had the girls that when Monica came out with the short haircut, oh, I can look like her. So you had that's why, again, in the 90s, everybody was winning. Because you could like who you wanted to like. Yep. Even we all liked all of them. Right. Because we did. We liked all of them. But if your favorite was Brandy, you connected to her. If your favorite was Monica, you connect to her. If your favorite was Aaliyah, you connected to her. You know what I'm saying? But we just gonna be real and who was higher and low and all that. it was Brandy, Aaliyah, and then Monica. Monica was at the bottom, but Monica didn't mind being there. She didn't mind being
she
there.
Did not.
It was
she
like they tried to mainstream Monica, and it wasn't her style. It just wasn't her. You know, it just wasn't her. And they knew that. And I think that's what caused the quote unquote beef between her and Brandy, is they tried to put images against each other rather than the person. It was the image that were going on. Brandy was the happy-go-lucky. Monica was the girl from the hood that didn't take no shit. And of course, you're gonna collide those, and you got everybody in different teams saying, "Yeah, girl, she, you just got the teams. It's never the artist. It's always the teams. You know what I'm saying?" But again, once Never Say Never happened, everybody was like, "Oh shit, wait a minute, hold up, this is a whole new reset. Something is up." You know what I'm saying? Something is up with that. And that's when everybody started chasing that sound. And then we ain't gonna speak of the person that was on top of Arista that made Monica do that album. And Monica probably like, because come on, we knew Monica was hood with the first song, Street Symphony. Hello?
That's what, like, you know what? In '90s movie, Sean, he said he felt like Street Symphony should have been the name of the album. I
think Monica would have liked it better.
Yeah, and I think it was perfect, and I love that song.
But sis, you got to think though. Once the Boy Mind single hit, and it hit so hard, Monica was now in the lane of the pop people. People are looking at, oh, Monica. So now everybody in her team is like, oh, we need to capitalize on this. We gotta have to change her up. Come on. Come on. It was just like, it's just like, to me, the Boy Is Mine album, to me, they wanted to create this beef. But all that girl album, The Boy Is Mine, where Brandy actually co-wrote the record. So if it was you and you wrote this record and the label took your title and gave it to the girl that you met with, you're not gonna be mad?
Hell the fuck I will. Hell
yeah. It's just, look, we're human. An album that Brandy don't talk about, but anyway. Yeah, we're human. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, let's be real. I bet you Monica wanted to sell like Never Say Never. I'm sorry. Who didn't? Who didn't want to sell like that? The girl was everywhere. She was on every commercial. If you didn't hear on the radio, you saw on TV. If you didn't see on TV, she was in the movies. If you ain't see, like, the girl was everywhere. The marketing was perfect. Like we said on the episode with Confessions, everything worked at the right time with Confessions. Everything worked at the right time with Brandy. Everything. Her and Rodney getting together, that was nothing but God. For LaShawn in there, wasn't nothing but God. This Traci writing Angel in Disguise on Top of the World, God. You know what I'm saying? Her having Moesha. Then her going on Moesha to promote her own music. The episode where Brandy and Moesha meets each other. What is she singing on the show? Have you ever?
Love somebody so much it makes you
know
cry.
So it's just like everything works. And this might be shade, but it's gonna be the truth. It seems like now it's more about the marketing, and then when you listen to the album, it falls short. This marketing for Never Say Never was out of this world. But when you listen to the album, you saw why. It's short. Because you know they push albums on us, and they push it, and that's why people get sick of it. But I can never get sick of this, and this has been 24 years. I will never get sick of Never Say Never. You will never get sick of that album. You just can't. You just can't. This is the album you can't get sick of. Nope. I don't give a damn if you don't like Brandy, if you don't like her, which I don't understand why. But if you don't like her, you cannot lie about this album here. It's going to be more than one, more than two, more than 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 songs that you're going to like on this album. You can't lie. If you love music, you're going to love this Brandy Never Say Never album. If you don't, then I don't know you.
That part. And that's why I said, bro, and that's why when I realized and I look back over the years, and that's why, like I said on my episode, and I told you this, I was like, we cannot deny her impact. It's like people want to like Elise said, do this revision or whatever type of shit. But like I said, if you wasn't there, don't speak on it. That's why I get mad when people talk about, you know, when I talk about Brown situation, people want to diss him. I said, if you wasn't there, don't speak on it. If you don't know numbers, don't speak on it. If you wasn't there to see the impact, don't speak on it. You just assuming what you see now because the thing about wasn't in your past. I mean, wasn't in your future, currently at this moment. So, like I said, motherfuckers, we was at the store walking down the street, going to Sam Goody, going to CD Warehouse, going to the motherfucking CD stores to go get Never Say Never. Period. People with miseducation of Lauryn Hill. This is 98 was amazing.
And think about it. If Lauryn Hill would have never came out with the miseducation of Lauryn Hill the same year as Brandy, all those R&B categories would have been Brandy's. All of them. She would have won the best R&B album. She would have been the best R&B song. Yep. She would have won all of that. She would have won all that. They might wouldn't have gave Brandy Album of the Year. I don't know if they would have. But at the end of the day, I think that she would have won all of that. But they had to give it to them for the Boy Is Mine. If they didn't, even though the industry is racist anyway, they're racist, they're gender biased from women, black women, and at the end of the day, they had to give it to the Boy Is Mine. If they didn't, if Brandy and Monica did not leave with a Grammy, even though they should have won Record of the Year, Album of the Record of the Year, or Song of the Year, but we ain't gonna go there. Come on, how can a song be number one for 13 weeks and don't win but nothing but an R&B category? It wasn't number one for 13 weeks on the R&B charts. It was number one on the pop charts.
It was pop.
But again, we know how it is.
It's crazy. It's crazy, but like we said about the damn Usher shit.
Well, I'm glad he won at the Soul Train Awards. So he won out at the Soul Train Awards. So it don't matter to me. But I do agree. Let me get on BET right quick. Little Nas, yes, cuss they ass out. Little Nas had every right to cuss they ass out because that award show was ours. And how the hell y'all let that Jack Harlow clown get all them nominations and didn't give Little Nas X nothing?
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't really hear nothing from him. I ain't gonna lie, I thought he was gone. I thought he was slept on. That's why I was like, when he was going off, I was like, well, I thought he made no song.
You talking about Lil Nas?
Yeah, I didn't know he made any song. That's why I know he was last. I was like, oh, he made a song?
So, I'm like, and then, see, that's why you know also Viacom is also in charge of a lot of this. Because, see, BET didn't mind putting him on last year. And he kissed the guy on the stage and they got all the views and shit. But they don't want to use him. Which, it bothers me. But Lil Nas had every right to go off of not getting nominated. This is black. He's black. So what? He's gay. What's the big damn deal? Like, I don't get it. It's so old and it's so tired. The boy should have been nominated for something. But you let Jack Harlow, that don't know Brandy and Ray J, are brother and sister, but y'all let him get all the nominations? How that sound? And the impact of this album, and this had a bigger impact on the pop charts, which ain't that's the part of the charts he on?
That part. And Byron said use them as the key word.
They used them. They used them. They used them. And BET should be ashamed of themselves. But you best believe I know damn well Soul Train ain't voting that mug. Jack better be in the back. And how we paying television in the back.
In the back.
I ain't got yo.
That's crazy, bro. That is so crazy. But I forgot. Okay, so Job, we said The Sleeper. What was your top 3 favorite songs from this album?
Everything, Tomorrow, and Learn the Hard Way.
Y'all in this rap album with Brandy.
Got a meet in the middle. Got a meet in the middle. She was what? Brandy was spitting. She was alright. She, Brand New was cute for the moment.
I love Brandy, but Brand New to me, I'll be like, okay, look.
Hey,
like,
somebody
look,
said
her rapping bad.
Somebody said, while we was talking to Miss Tracy, why 11 Brandy don't talk about 211. I know why. I know exactly why Brandy didn't talk about 211. And the reason why she don't talk about it is because she know that her heart wasn't in that album at all. And she said it.
Oh,
she
yeah,
said
100%.
I made those songs wasn't what it was, but I wasn't happy with them. That's what I talk about.
Yeah, but I think, and I said the death of Whitney too. That took a lot. That was her.
But they ruined the rollout any damn way. Why would you bring out put it down in fucking May and then don't bring out the album until October? That's 6 months.
Yeah, but bro, I think Whitney, all that shit had to do a lot with that too. That's why I kind of give it. That's why I always give it the benefit of the doubt. I said that 211, she should not have put that out.
She wasn't in the headspace for it.
I mean, that's a lot when your idol dies on your birthday.
I think that album shouldn't even been released. They should have just left. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why she don't even talk about the album. That's another album Brandy don't talk.
No, him and the one that don't get the respect. That's the one that she don't talk about. And that's
I know.
50 years next year.
Oh, I know because that album did for me. That album was a savior for me, and for her to discredit like that. That's why I don't like when artists bring out albums and they discredit it, because you don't know who was connected to that certain album. You might didn't connect to it as the artist making it, but when you release albums, you don't know who connects to it. And for you to shit on an album like that, that's not cool to me. And I would like that she did that. I'm sorry. When she said fuck Human, that hurt me. That hurt because that album did some things to me that it really literally kind of saved me, to be honest. For her to discredit an album like that, I don't get. No, you just don't do that. Just if you don't like the album, don't speak on it. Just be like, you know what? I wasn't in my right mind when I wasn't in the right space with the album or whatever. Don't say fuck the album or fuck the album. Like that hurts. Yeah. Like hurt.
Another one. That was another.
Yes, it's a healing. You gonna tell me songs Torn Down and Camouflage and you know what I'm saying? First in Love and Acapella and like these songs here really touched me. And for her to say that, Warm It Up with Love and Definition and all that, just because you and Rodney wasn't in a great space, don't mean that when this album was released that people, your fans, weren't going to connect to it. It's unfair to me. And I don't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what if they wanted to do a Never Say Never Part 2?
Leave it alone. Don't even.
Well, we made it blatantly clear after B7. We were good with her.
I'm good. I'm good because her and B Camper did make a great album. They did do a great album, you know, but I just don't think, look, her and Ronnie had their time, but also there's a big missing piece. LaShawn. I don't want that. LaShawn is a big reason for this. LaShawn is a big reason for Full Moon. LaShawn is a big reason for 8 of the songs on Human.
Look at your face. Yeah, I mean, but John's right there, y'all. That's how I feel too. Like, and see, Totally T was saying too, like Mariah acknowledges her albums. Like, she's saying let the artist treat the albums like Mariah does her albums. You know what I'm saying? She may not talk about it, but she recognizes
you know,
it. You know
Mariah,
it's the shit.
Those time of years, she really don't like really talking about because it takes her back to a she didn't enjoy. But again, when her debut comes out, she celebrates it. When Emotions comes out, she celebrates it. Music Box celebrates it. Mariah loves talking about Butterfly on up. That's what she's happy with. But she's not going to discredit the albums that came before then. And I don't want to do that. I think, you know, she did interviews about the debut when that turned 20. She loves I'll Never Say Never. She loves about Full Moon.
Yep.
She don't really touch Aphrodisiac like that, even though she liked performing songs off that album. She was.
She's sure gonna do a video ass.
Before she had got the COVID, wasn't she gonna perform?
Aphrodisiac.
Cause an Aphrodisiac. Yes, she did, Montrez. She did. Oh, I got in. Yes, she did. She did. She did, Montrez. She did.
No, Emotions.
She don't talk about it, but she did acknowledge it. She did. She did. She did. I retweeted it because she did. I was waiting on her to do it, and she did. She did. She just put a little tweet about it, and then that was it.
Right, Aphrodisiac was a classic because you know I told you my favorite.
Mine is Should I Go? Because that was a real fucking record.
Mine Say You Will.
Look, who was inspired by that album? Rihanna doing Good Girl Gone Bad. Ange, Chris Brown, all of them said they was inspired by Aphrodisiac.
Yep. Them Timbaland beats, them Timbaland records. But you know what, bro? I think in so many ways, though, as the years have gone by, and it's crazy that we're talking about now the later albums, because it's so crazy that now, after the transition of Never Say Never, it shows that Brandy can make a body of work. But like you said, regardless of how she feels about let the fans appreciate her music for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, for me, like, people get mad. I think people don't be liking me sometimes because even though I'm a Brandy fan, they may think I'm critical. It's not the point of being critical, but I'm just honest. And I understand, but at the same time, I'm just a person that's a music head and listens to perspective. I could be a fan, but
the problem is that you're not a stan. You are a fan. A stan, I'm sorry, I can't be a stan of nobody but G. For me. That's who I can be a stan for. Other than that, I'm a fan. Because everybody can get criticized. Everybody can take criticism. You're perfect for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
But every day thinking you hate it.
Yeah.
When you say you don't like an album, or you don't like a song, or you don't like an album. You know what I'm saying? We just gave some criticism on Full Moon. Was we very disrespectful for it? No. We just said, look, vocally she was amazing, but to us, it didn't touch us like Never Say Never did. That's it. But let us put that online, baby. Them Full Moon fans will give you everything in the world on what song.
I'm gonna have a come to Jesus meeting.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just can't do that. Music is music. You're not gonna like everything. You're not gonna like everything, and that's just the bottom line. Do I like all of Brandy's albums? Not all of them, but am I still a diehard fan? Am I still a fan of her? Absolutely. She has one of the best voices ever.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, you said that plenty of times. R&B reps, and you said that on current.
I said she has one of the best voices, yo.
You heard what Traci said? She has the best voice.
Thank you, Traci. Thank you. No artist has a perfect catalog. None. And I'm none. And if you get on here and anybody say that they artist has a perfect catalog, you're lying.
That boy, because Mariah showed on would never let I get the acknowledgement of glitter. We know that.
I mean, Come on, you can't have so many albums and not have some bad ones.
No, I'm just saying. With Lamb, I'm saying the Lamb League.
Please,
No shade, love
please,
you.
please, the Lamb.
And if they been real about their stuff, Joe, you know SWV, they can't stand.
No, they don't. And people love that album though. People love attention, but they don't shit on it. They just be like, not happy because we wasn't in a great space. The Abe girl said that about their last album.
Bro, how do you look at Byron say throw the whole loose away with love?
That tells you right there.
JR, you know I was gonna ask you, how did, and I don't know if the fans know this, how did you feel that Rain didn't make the album cut, or like you said, we were happy that Rain didn't make the album cut, but why? How did you feel if it would have made a difference on Never Say Never?
Oh, you want the truth? It wasn't never going to make it because who was in charge of the record?
Rodney.
It wasn't going to make it. The Kelly Price record didn't make it.
Yeah.
Kelly Price was on there. If you look on the thank you, she's thanking Kelly Price. She's thanking her on there, but her song didn't make it. Brian's didn't make it. I think, even though I think Brandy would have ate Rain up. You hear me? She would have ate. But I think that song was made for Coco, Taj, and Lily. It was made for, that song was made for SWV, period. You know what I mean? But Rain, it wouldn't have fit. I agree, Total T. It wouldn't have fit, but Brandy probably still wanted to record it. But we know politics came into there and it got to SWV because Brandy loved the record.
Yeah. She do. She talked about she loved it.
Yes,
she was
because
pissed.
Whitney is my. Oh, I agree with that.
Have a perfect catalog. Hell,
Whitney loved My Love Is Your Love because she got to be the Nord girl. That's what she loved.
Oh yeah, Kelly Price. We forgot the song, y'all, but yeah, she was.
And I put it on. You had put it on your stories today. Yeah, and and they did the record, and you know that's why we used to love EPKs back then because you used to get into the songs that were being made, and Kelly Price and her was making a song together, and probably would have been dope as hell too.
Yep. But Kelly would have been on fire,
Total T. Rain would have fit on Full Moon.
Yep. Bet on. That one thing about Total T, that girl gonna know her shit. Like she don't play no game. But yeah, y'all, that makes sense. Rain would have fit. But
Hello.
When You Touch Me Part 2.
Because let's be real. On Full Moon, Brandy was fucking. The lines that you like when you touch me. Come on. And then after you touch me, my joint like this, when you hold me like this, when you touch me like, girl.
Look, and there go Darius with his messy ass.
He know I'm right. Come on, yo. Come on now. Yo, what that be?
Thank you, Byron, with y'all. Y'all are messy right now.
She was with Child? That's what please.
No, Brian's probably agree with you.
After that. After. After the song was made. It was like,
Well, that makes sense, though, John. Rain would have fit perfectly on Full Moon.
Crazy. Yeah. What about Brandy and like Coco did like a joint on YouTube where they're singing Rain together? I said, what if?
They did? Oh, what if? A lower version, a higher version mix.
Brandy may be doing a little of the runs.
Byron, shut up. Byron said she was auditioning. Y'all get on my damn nerves. Leave Full Moon out of this.
Yo, said she was on this. Yo, I ain't even saying.
Like I said, hell, we already know enough about Never Say Never.
Thank you. She sure was. She sure was.
Some good work. Really, why y'all?
Because
acting like
up and down. This Full Moon was an up and down of a relationship. You know what I mean? But again, it was all over the place. But
y'all, you see, you hit it right on the car. Nobody's not figuring it out. It's up and down relationship. They just work
right,
the same.
Right. Right. But that because Brandy ain't want nobody to know. Don't want to be embarrassed because don't want anybody to know.
Okay, you know.
And also, do you agree with this, sis? I also feel like when Never Say Never, Rodney wasn't following nobody. I feel like when he heard the Red album, because he did, I felt like it started to influence his production on Full Moon.
Oh yeah, I always give Eric Seats and them their props because, like I always tell people too, when you listen to the Red album, anybody and Messed Up sound like the same damn song.
Traci sent me the YouTube video, and I was like,
the mashup, it was dope. Amorphous did that.
So you could tell that he was influenced, so he was letting other production come into his. Because I'm sorry, All of Me is completely overproduced. I'm sorry. Overproduced, yo. It's like, And
that's why, bro, that's why when I love you talking about them three, like, and what you just said about the Red album, like Brandy and Monica. Like Brandy and Monica, Lord, Brandy and Aaliyah, they both doing artistically stuff versus what Monica stayed in her lane. You get what I'm saying, bro? That's why when I think those two become like, you know, when everybody always talks about the two main girls of the 90s and stuff like that, they always talk about Brandy and Aaliyah, about the impact they made, about their impact. You know what I'm saying? Versus with Monica. No shade to Monica, because Monica had impact to the culture, you know what I'm saying, on that level. But when it comes to impact on a global level, Brandy and Aaliyah are those two girls.
Well, Aaliyah really, because she started it all for the girls. She was first up to bat.
Yeah, but she was, but I think when the direction came in the movies and so like that, Brandy kind of swooped and took over. You know what I'm saying?
Monica just can't really act.
That movie she did in New Orleans.
Song, what was it? Love Song?
Yeah. And Jerry, you know, it was in New Orleans, so you know where she was at.
That she is going right now to the jailhouse to play spades and Uno with.
Man, Monica's a fool, child. I can't. Love song, he just said it.
I respect you, Monica. I respect you, girl. You going for your man. Yes, that movie was horrible.
I mean, Monica sounds good. They had Tyrese on there, you know. White collar, she can
Monica a goon out here. Monica a goon. She a goon out here. She a goon. Not saying that girl had bad music at all, but Monica is for us. Because this thing, right?
Yeah.
At the Roots Picnic, they was playing Monica like crazy. They were playing like So Gone. So Gone. They was playing You Should Have Known Better. They was playing One of Them Days. They was playing those type of songs because the Roots is the culture, right? You can't really play Brandy song for the culture except I Want to Be Down. You can play Sitting in My Room.
What happened? But she right. She said, "Oh, I know, Brandy. We share the same birthday, and when we in love, we in love, and when we fucking, we fucking. It's going to be portrayed in the music." Not ass and side chick. I'm not going there. Leave it alone.
Ooh, y'all is showing out the nine.
Right? And we supposed to be talking about NSN.
But that's what music's supposed to do. It takes you all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this just shows the impact of what Never Say Never did. Because you put Never Say Never so much on a pedestal. It's like, I learned that I don't want another Never Say Never.
No,
Glad,
hell fucking
what?
hell
I'm
no,
actually
not
glad I got a
situation.
full moon. I'm glad I got it. I'm glad, even though it's not like, oh my God, one of big of my favorites, but I'm glad I got a full moon. Because again, why? It showed Brandy's artistry. But then Aphrodisiac.
Yep.
Which
Vocals.
showed her artistry again. You know what I'm saying? It just, I don't want the same albums all the time. And that is the problem with Monica. With Monica, you get the same exact album and it don't change. You know what I'm saying? Thing sound gives you After the Storm. After the Storm gives you Still Standing. Like, it's just the same. As much as it got good music on there, don't get me wrong, but it's the same. Brandy gave us different albums. Aaliyah gave us her debut. Don't sound like One in a Million. One in a Million damn sure don't sound like the Red album at all. You know what I'm saying?
Hell no. Oh,
Who?
somebody try to come for me too. I was listening to Extra Smooth today by Aaliyah, and somebody was bigging up Virginia, and I said, the funny it was they comment, and I was like, well, I don't, well, with the Virginia one, oh, the Whispers, Jr.
It's
Baby, that's
I love that. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, damn. But it was crazy. Somebody was kind of dissing me, talking about some, they was trying to come to me talking about, I didn't say anything about Timberland Maker. I said, first of all, I wasn't talking to you, so you asking about the wrong comment. They didn't come back at all. I said, y'all be getting mad over the most dumbest shit.
Girl.
I know I was.
That's why I don't do them.
And it's they be so quick to pop off. I'm like, child, if you look at the comments, I wasn't talking to you. And they never came back. I said, that's what you get.
Y'all going out in these comments, y'all.
Oh, yeah, she's, was the struggle love? Child, not the struggle jail love. No, Tashima, my girl, shout out to my girl Tashima. She called it the penitentiary peen. The penitentiary peen.
Oh, if you think
I didn't call it that. I'm just saying.
Girls that was, if people get away from Brandy's image and really listen to Never Say Never, they will connect to that motherfucker big time. Because it's about a heartbreak. Bad heartbreak. Horrible heartbreak. Especially when the song that You Don't Know Me Like You Used To, she basically saying, fuck you.
Yeah. I said the fuck out of here. I was like, child, y'all be listening. I said, child, if I knew, I would have learned from my mistakes. But at the end of the day, you just really learn from a lot. So that's why I said, when I listen to it sometimes, I said, this shit is heartbreaking.
Dark
I
as
said,
hell. But again, people look at the image that Brandy was given on it. She was happy. She was bubbly. She was this. She was that. Never Say Never is not a happy album at all. The only happy joint is Happy.
But I first in 2017, that was the first time I ran to that one and Allure album, debut album. But I was into Last Chance. That's the one that caught my heart. That was a heartbreak ass song too. Anyway, but that Never Say Never, Brandy Jar, I mean, it's the tour de force in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's the tour de force.
That album's gonna have a special place in my heart always. Always. It always will. And Brandy and Rodney and everybody, all the players involved with this album did the damn thing. They did the damn thing. 24 years, we're still talking about this album. There's albums that came out a year ago that we don't care about now. I can call out many of them, but at the end of the day, we still talking about these albums, and these albums was not going to #1 at all. That's why I wanted to stress, because this generation be like, oh, my artist got a #1 album. It went to #1, but then it left the world afterwards. Nobody cared no more. Brandy never had a number one album at all.
That's crazy. She had number one songs,
but not number one album,
which is crazy.
She don't have it. But you can't say that this Diamond album ain't classic.
And that's why I let everybody know Brandy album changed the landscape of R&B. It's Diamond. And not even that, it's the tour de force. And not that, it made Brandy an icon to this day. And like that's why I have to say that about Never Say Never. Oh, we already talked about the rollout. Yeah, baby, y'all missed all that. We talked about the rollout. Oh, it was a huge rollout. She was marketing to everything.
Like we said, girl wasn't on the radio, she was on TV. If she wasn't on TV, she was in the movies. If she wasn't doing that, she was in makeup. If Cover Girl, she was doing that. The first black girl on Cover Girl, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She had sneakers, she had sketches, she had all this. Like, she was it.
Yep. You know my mama did. Damn, it probably was because of Brandy too. I got them in like 3rd, 4th grade.
Lord, but every girl I know, man, every black girl saw Brandy afterwards. Young girl wanted braids.
My mom put me some braids when I was in 2nd grade. So yep.
You better give me when yo, you look just like this right there.
Oh yeah, like this. But you know what, bro? We're gonna end it tonight. But I want you to if you had anything to tell Brandy about Never Say Never, what it did for you, what would you tell her?
I'll be like, thank you, Brandy, for being honest in your artistry. Thank you. Because again, when it's from the heart, it reaches the heart. And you being truthful with your story and being truthful with everything that you was going through connected me and my brother in a way that I never would have ever thought. We were close, but a song that she did because she was pouring her heart out to somebody that she loved that didn't really love her, but she was pulling out that me and my brother, God bless his soul, connected. And I always connect with someone through music. And when you could do that for me, I just want to thank her. Thank her for her honesty, man. Thank her for her honesty with Never Say Never, because it's just, people are not honest in music anymore, to me. And that's what we're missing a lot. Like, you know, that's why we need bridges, because bridges really tell the artist's story, because that's the part where they're ad-libbing and doing all of this, and they're putting themselves into it. And that's why this album, Brandy, thank you. Just thank you. Thank you for your truth. Thank you. And that's what I would say to her. Thank you for her truth. Really.
Yeah. What I have to say for myself, me as a Brandy fan, I would definitely tell Brandy, thank you for telling your truth to be my truth. But not that I told my story. I was honest. I was very honest about how I was heartbroken and how I was falling out of love, if we want to put it in so many contexts. But it showed me that there's true self-love in what you feel when you get out of something that's not fulfilling in your life. I feel that Brandy's Never Say Never album has opened the doors for so many people in this lifetime. And I'm just super proud as a fan of hers. And if y'all do watch my episode, the Never Say Never on the R&B Representatives, it is like the 2nd most watched episode of all time at this moment. Thank you, JR and Elise. But what I feel that Never Say Never did for me is it showed me that you can have self-love, and self-love is the best love. And I'm thankful. Thank you, Brandy Rihanna Norwood, for, as a 15-year-old girl, being stuck in the house for 2 months straight listening to this Never Say Never album. But what it did for me, it showed me that there is light at the tunnel. So thank you, JR. I'm so proud and so happy tonight that we have celebrated Never Say Never. We gave it his flowers, bro. We finally,
for the last, 3 weeks?
Oh yeah, bro. Y'all, when I say y'all dropped that trailer 2 weeks ago, and then we had what?
Yep,
About to be 3 weeks.
It's been up for it's been up for like 11 days. It's been up for 11 days, and you at 400 views, girl. You somebody, girl.
Shout out to them Brandy fans,
That's
baby.
right. That's right. Y'all came through, baby. Yes.
That boy. Well, bro, we're going to end it for tonight, y'all. And I just want to wish Brandy's sophomore album, Never Say Never, a happy, beautiful 24th anniversary. Happy birthday to your cousin, your brother, Desmond. Happy belated heavenly birthday. Thank you so much, bro. This has been a great, great live tonight, even though you have come with darts and shade, as always. But I am truly, truly proud that Never Say Never is the Diamond perfect R&B album of all time. All right, y'all. I want y'all to have a beautiful weekend. Y'all make sure y'all join the R&B representatives. Bro, let them know before we do.
Okay. Well, we got two. Because we back since we, been off for like going on 3 weeks. So next episode of Catch That is going to be with Easton, and we're talking about Tony's debut. And then the next week after that, we are coming up with our family 90s R&B University, where we did Tony's Secrets. So Tony is 2 in a row, baby. She got 2 weeks. So y'all, I can't wait till y'all see that. Y'all follow us on the R&B Representatives on Instagram, the R&B Reps on Twitter. Follow me on Junior's World of Soul, Naturally Elise, and just follow us, we just represent R&B the right way, man. And I'm so glad, sis, that you let me be on your platform. For real, I really, really enjoy this. I know you one of the real ones. When it comes to this R&B shit, you're one of the real ones. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to our family, 90s R&B. You know what I'm saying? Areas. But damn, I keep forgetting his shit. No goofy shit. Sean with 90s R&B Mood. Rashad with R&B Effects B. Like y'all support the real R&B stuff, y'all. We don't do this just for clicks and views. We do to, educate, make you laugh, make you think, make you cry, whatever, make you feel the emotion. But we do this for the real stuff. And I really want to address that, man. We not here for the clicks and views and doing stupid stuff for you to click on our shit. We not doing that. If that's what you want to do, everybody that I just named, that ain't us. Period.
That part. And yes, y'all, tomorrow for my best battle of the best-selling albums of all time. And also next week on Thursday, I will have a big interview on the live on YouTube, y'all. I am sadly going to YouTube, but I will be going and I will be interviewing the R&B legend, songwriter, Mr. John Robinson. Y'all, we are celebrating the 25th anniversary of Casey and JoJo's album, Love Always. And that's it.
All my life.
I pray for some quick, y'all. You can't stand it, so I'm not even gonna play with you. So look.
Love you too.
Bye, bro. Love you.